المشكلة عندي هنا يوم شيستي خلاص يخترب. انت قرب علينا الجيم، ما ادري وين وصلنا الحين، لازم نرد. رجعنا الحمد لله. اوكي رجعنا بالسلامة.
Thank the gods I'd already completed my sketch. Would have been ashamed to leave these.
What's up with sketching hilly churls? What makes them so interesting?
I'm afraid the answer isn't easy to explain. If you'd like to have a look at my sketch, it may give you a clue.
عليك رسمة.
Wow, look at the detail. But some of it seems to have been done in a hurry.
You can find these hilly churls anywhere. Quite boring, in fact. Not worth closer inspection. But take a look at this.
الحبيب مواصلات يا فصل النت. أساس إني أركب راوتر جديد. نفس البرفورمانس نفس الكواليتي بس لازم وانا تغيرون كل بيت. ويا وأعطاني أنا شت داون. جي.
Hold your horses. Something tells me we're in for a thesis and I haven't got the stamina.
رجعنا لكم من أول
We
جديد.
found your man. I'm headed back.
What? Don't you have any questions for him? Hey! What a weirdo.
Yep,
so Sister Rosaria brought you. Surprising. And I didn't have time to thank her. But back to the point. From her words, it seems that you were looking for me?
We met a girl in Mondstadt, Sucrose. She said you were stuck with your research.
I see. So Sucrose sent you here. Then, if I'm not mistaken, you must be the honorary knight. You've got the whole of Mondstadt talking. I've heard a bit of everything. Your actions during Storm Terror's attack, your elemental control, and quite a few other mysterious things. I'll skip to the conclusion. There's only one possibility after all. Excellent.
Yep, correct.
If I could procure your assistance, I think my research would benefit enormously. Forgive me. This must be confusing. Where should I begin? The essence of life?
Whoa. You want to start with that?
طبعا هم الشابترات الجديدة اللي بعدنا المفروض ما نوصل لها بس أن القصة مش مرتبة عادي يعني.
Awakening life, breathing new life into fallen leaves.
You can do that?
However, I have a particular seed in my possession. The method I'm talking about has produced no results. It's like you, in that it hails from another world, helping it to grow, to bloom. That's the problem my research is up against. That's where I need your assistance.
Well, if you're struggling to figure it out, Paimon's not sure we're gonna be much assistance.
I beg to differ. I'm unable to comprehend the intricacies of life outside of the known world. But you're not from the known world. By observing and researching you...
تتكلم أنت.
Shall we just get out of here? This sounds a little freaky.
Yep.
That's possible. But I will do everything in my control to ensure your safety.
زين بتي ويانا يعني؟
Change of surroundings. We should be going. There's research to do.
حياك. طبعا الانمي لازم يطلع لنا.
Albedo and that traveler seem to have hit it off. Takes a weirdo to know one, I guess. I wonder, does this constitute a risk to Mondstadt?
لازم نصعد فوق. هالبرد. نوقف عند الليت. ما ينفع عند الليت بعد ما ينفع. نتدفى. يلا جو. تعال هذا هنا. وينه؟ غيبة. هذا فوق. مالي بنوصل له. ولا ها شو أنا يصير افتح المنطقة يا رجال. بعدين لحقنك انا. نفتح المنطقة يعني. اوه شيت. يبالها حجر. حلو. فتحنا منطقة بكبرها. يا سلام. منطقة عودة بعد. ورشوب وات. يلا يا شباب خلونا نسير. وين لازم نسير؟
Paimon has a question. After the seed sprouts, will it grow into anything?
I don't know, but I feel the importance will lie in the method, not the endpoint. Using alchemy to awaken otherworldly life into that would constitute a big leap in my understanding of the essence of life. After awakening, even creation may be possible.
دوخة.
Still a little difficult to understand?
No, Paimon's got a brain. But
Yeah.
what's the seed
وانت
gonna
عندك مخ؟
become? Isn't that
Well, if it turns out to be a delicious fruit, dinner's on me.
اوكي.
Paimon's holding you to it.
Well, let's just say I occasionally have to look after a child. Another lengthy explanation, I'm afraid. I suppose it's one of the few non-alchemy related disciplines I'm any good at. The subject of my first research was the elements. In this world, manipulating the elements requires a vision. Though I can't see anything resembling one on your person, how you're able to freely manipulate elemental power is something I'd like to ascertain. I've got a few questions in that regard. Firstly, do you have any extra organs? A second heart? A fourth?
Nope.
Fascinating. And this floating child
I'm
is
normal human.
connected to your body in some way?
What a stupid question. Can't you see the gap between us? And another thing, it's Paimon, not floating child.
فلوتن شاهد بعد
I
شو؟
was merely considering the possibility
Paimon
that you
منو؟
were an external organ. Perhaps there is some invisible force connecting you.
هاي حلوة. I caught Paimon with a fishing rod.
Oh, that rules out that possibility.
لا صح والله.
I
في البداية؟
wonder
في القصة
Did Paimon guide the
زخيتها
elemental power
بالفيشن
to you?
رود.
But that would mean that Paimon's elemental power would be enough to break through a mountain rock at least 10 meters thick, or cause the waterfall south of Springville to flow backwards. No, that definitely can't be it.
Hey, how would you know anyway?
In that case, it would appear that there's no obvious difference between the composition of your body and that of the humans in this world. Given that there's clearly a discrepancy in your research, it seems that only experimentation will yield the answers. Firstly, this mysterious elemental power. I'd like to examine exactly how it manifests externally. Let me lure a few slimes to the area. Perhaps you'd be able to defeat them, using whatever method comes most naturally to you.
Huh? Doesn't seem very sciencey.
Direct and clear observation are imperative to a good experiment. This is just a simple exercise. Naturally, if you require a greater challenge, we could bring in 6 Oceanids.
Slimes! Slimes are fine!
Well, prepare yourself. The slimes will be here any moment.
اوكي. ايوه ليزي عادي.
With the wind! Wind blade!
اوكي اوه بعد. كان المفروض احطه هذا. ضربوني. وين بتشرب؟
Great work. Did you feel anything out of the ordinary?
Nope.
If you're injured, I have a few emergency potions ready.
Oh, just bit cold.
Excellent. According to my observations, the manifestation of the external elemental flow is as expected. Elemental reactions are normal. There's nothing out of the ordinary. Now that we know that the external flow is manifesting normally, let's test the internal flow.
Internal flow? How do you test that?
It's very simple. I can use alchemy to create a potion that will extract elemental power. If the elemental power is stored or accumulated physically within your body, this potion may elicit an elemental reaction.
Sounds kinda terrifying.
Don't worry. In the normal course of events, you'd feel some temporary queasiness. No bodily injury.
And in the abnormal course of events?
If anything unexpected occurs, I've made the necessary preparations. Well, it's not that there aren't any risks involved. But if there is anything blocking your elemental flow, we'll be able to locate it with this test. Just a warning. If an internal elemental reaction occurs for any other reason,
ساينس ولا شو
that's a
السالفة؟
bad sign.
حسا
Yes, that's
تكلم
an
لغة
excellent way to think about it. Before we get
علماء.
started, the potion we'll use for the test is missing a catalyst. We'll need to find it. It's a type of ore known as star silver, but unfortunately not all of it is suitable. I'll take you to my campsite. We can gather some star silver ore on the way. I'll point out any likely contenders. All going to plan, we should be able to begin concocting the potion when we get to the campsite.
Paimon's still got a few safety concerns, but it seems like there's a silver lining. Let's keep our eyes open.
يب. أول مرة تقولين شيء صح. أوكي.
should do for catalyst purposes.
اوكي. Go away. كسر الدرع مالك بعد.
Out
آه.
of the frying pan, it's
This one. Usable with a bit of polish.
nice and spun.
رقع يا ريال. One more. I need one more.
What luck. This should be enough.
Oh,
My
shit.
campsite is just up ahead. I'll lead the way.
اوكي هذا يطفي. يتهفي. وين هذا الكامبس ماله؟ هذا هو.
This is my campsite. I've added the materials we collected to the concoction. While we are waiting, have a look over here.
ساينتس. أنا حسب فاهم وهادي.
My assistant to
بعد
me is here is
I'm
helping me with my
assuming.
research.
Not sure.
I'm guessing you may have met in Mondstadt already.
Hello! I've just gotten hold of the data from your experiment. The report is already up on the board there.
Whoa! Look at all the data! You got all these results from one slime battle?
I wouldn't call them results, inferences, and a few daring guesses perhaps. I think the most rational direction would be to expound on the phylogenetic relationship between this traveler and the slimes.
Rational?
Consider, you don't have a vision, but you can manipulate elemental energy. The slimes don't have visions either, yet they too are able to manipulate the elements. Following this line of thought, I'm sure we'll be able to establish a basis in fact.
Not bad for a point of entry. But strictly speaking, slimes are elemental life forms. In other words, beings consisting entirely of the elements. A cryoregis vine, or even a wildflower might be a better analogy. But tracing back the phylogenetic relationships between plants and animals, you might have to trace back to the world's origins. In that sense, things might get difficult, don't you think?
Yes, sir. That sounds correct.
After all, we've got our primary data already.
Okay.
This traveler is a visitor from another world.
شو أنا ذروة من قطعة ثانية استقبل.
Now that really would be something, wouldn't it?
Ah, it would. Apologies. I was so excited to get the data. I'll slow down a bit next time. Speaking of data, to complete our research, we'll need some more. I'll be conducting analysis here for the time being. If you're keen for an update, just come and find me.
Okay.
Great. I'll leave you to it. Looks like the potion's ready. I'll try a little first. If all goes well, I'll hand it over to you. In line with my expectations. Ready to drink.
أنا.
Remember to keep calm at all times. And breathe deeply if you feel unwell.
Okay. وين البوشن؟ هذا لا. Use.
Tasty? You've got a funny look on your face.
burning bit. اي
You
والله.
said you tried some already. You sure it was ready? What happened to him?
Oh, this was the result I was expecting. And a very positive one at that. This potion channels elemental power into the body. Under normal circumstances, a repelling reaction is to be expected. But if the internal elemental flow is unimpeded, you'll only experience momentary discomfort. Once the flow is complete, there won't be any other effects.
So you knew you'd be sick and still drank some?
It was my own concoction, of course. Only natural for me to be the guinea pig. But of course, you're my assistant. By all sense and reason, it would be wrong of me to place that risk onto you. In conclusion, I'd say we have our conclusion. As far as elemental energy is concerned, you're no different from anyone else in this world. Nothing peculiar.
Aw, Paimon wanted something cooler to happen.
Then again, better an ordinary result than a peculiar result. Peculiar results have a tendency to be of the undesirable variety. The good thing about ordinary is that everything is an object of reference, and everyone understands you. People are the same. They can understand, empathize, encourage, and support one another. When you're sick, a doctor can diagnose you because they are you. When something goes wrong, you can ask people who've made the same mistake for their experience because you are them. But a peculiar person, they don't have much recourse for the things we take for granted. The essence of their life is fundamentally different. For example, a human can't understand the life of a pyroregis. To sum up, this has been a positive outcome. Going forward, you can use your elemental power without fear. Timaeus, the results of the new experiment are out. If you could see to collating them.
Just a moment, sir. I'll handle it. You gave me a lot to consider. Really stretched my limits. I'm thinking a lot clearer now. Having you down as an animal wasn't very precise of me, but starting with the premise of an elemental life form, now that was...
Not bad. I think it's an interesting line of inquiry. Whatever the truth of the matter, I'd like your research at the fore as opposed to my judgment.
You can count on me, sir. I'll extract a result satisfactory to all.
Is he trying to join the knights?
يا سي جرب شو اسمه
What Paimon meant to say was...
شو اسمه
That's the spirit?
الاختبارات علي أنا فار تجارب لا.
Before we can proceed with our research, I need to prepare something. Wait one moment.
Okay,
If you're
take your
interested,
time.
why not have a look around? It may help to pass the time.
لا أنا بترياك مالي خلق خيمتك روحها فاضية. والله ناخذ يا ريال نطالع مخيم ماله.
Here comes Albedo. Let's go see him.
وينه هذا عبديلو
Did you
وديلو.
see anything interesting? Not to worry. They're all for alchemical purposes. You'd be hard-pressed to find an everyday use for them. Well, on with the research. There may be significant differences between different worlds. Take Tevat, for example. Here, those with visions can manipulate the elements. But worlds may well exist where only one person is able to do so. Or
يا الله يا كريم.
So, leaving elements to one side, do you possess any unique abilities?
أنا
Ones that
يونيك
don't
أصلا.
exist in this world? I think answering this question calls for the same methodology as last
فنان
time.
أخوي يسولف
In
هني
other
يروح.
words, time for the
غبي
next
شو.
experiment.
يسولف برا.
No.
ما شي شغال ستريم.
You shan't be required to exert quite
Sorry.
so much effort this time around. Now, see this pillar here? Use your willpower to try and break it.
أوكي.
You think Paimon knows how to do that stuff?
طيب شو فايدة بس شي حلج سوي شغل.
Well, can't be helped, I suppose. Have you tried using your elemental power with food? I don't mean for cooking as such. Rather, channeling your power into the ingredients themselves. I'm curious to see how the taste and texture respond. It may even help with proliferation. I suppose I have a curiosity for things that others find surprising. Anyway, why don't you cook us up a sunshine sprat? I've just finished preparing the recipe.
اوكي.
Paimon was looking forward to more mad scientist
انتي
stuff.
همك بطنك.
Not only is this recipe a staple for me,
ما منك
it's
فايدة.
also worth experimenting with and highly nutritious.
أكل ومرعى قلة صنع.
You're just hungry. That does sound yummy, though. Okay, Paimon approves. Good buddies are always on the same page.
I'll leave you to it then. Looking forward to the results. If there's anything left over, maybe Timaeus can finish the last morsels.
Paimon doesn't think we'll have that problem. How
اوكي.
are we gonna channel elemental power into
Cook something sunshine sweat.
Try the willpower.
That was fast.
لا اصلا انا بعد ما طبخت اصبر.
Where does he get these ideas from anyway?
شو اسمه هذا؟ زين لا مو لا 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 تقول لي ما عندي. دامت يبا شو اسمه هذا ملح ما شو اسمه.
Let's just do it the old-fashioned way.
صبر. ترياني بسيل مدين لولو انا عرفت في ingredient لا اوكي مقادير لازم اجيبهم. اشتري ملح ما عندي ملح. تعرف انت ما بتاكل شيء ماسخ. فخلنا نسير عند هاي سارو بغينا ملح مالك عمر. عندك ملاحة؟ ما ادري هذا هو ولا شكا؟ لا مو بشكا. خل نشوف هني. ايه سولت ناخذ 50. لا ناخذ مال 1000 بس. يلا سير نطبخ. وهو بالمالي. زين خلنا نطبخ الطبخة حقه. زين شو اسمها هي؟ وين صارت؟ لا مو بها. نوب سانشاين سبيريت. هاي نختار الشخصية الطبيخة. يلا اطبخ. بيرفكت. بس واحد يكفي حقه بعد. ها صدق يعني قليل أدب ترى.
That was fast. Look.
دوك شو رايك بطبخي؟
An average outcome experimentally,
يعني كذاب.
but you've really brought out the flavor. You seem well versed in the science of gastronomy. As far as the proliferation hypothesis is concerned, we've come up short. Seems like food presents the same headaches in your world as it does ours. Unless, could it be that the natural laws of this world are limiting your unique abilities?
We just didn't know how to channel elemental power into the food. It's a little more complicated than adding herbs and spices, you know.
Not to worry. At least we put some food to good use. No need to feel disheartened. And here's your portion. Enjoy. I can box it up if you like.
Woohoo! Thanks! Glad you were paying attention.
I can tell that you're good friends. Paimon was keeping an eye on you and your safety during the whole experiment. Not that Paimon would have been able to do much if things had gone wrong. But anyway.
Hey! You were being nice a second ago! But you do have tasty recipes, so Paimon forgives you.
Okay, Nala.
And you're right, we are good friends.
Useless
You
friend.
have good friends too, right? Good students?
Yes. I'm fortunate too, I suppose. Anyway, moving on to the next experiment.
ما عمل خلص نحن انت ويا
items here.
experience
Keeping
مالك.
them in their proper place is a challenge at the best of times. A while ago, I had the misfortune of misplacing a batch. I managed to retrieve the majority, but 2 vials have been evading me. Animal crystal fly elemental extract and electrohypostasis powder.
Paimon's barely finished eating and you want us to go gathering again?
Don't worry if you can't locate them. I was planning to replace them anyway. Though finding them would save me the hassle. If you had, say, superpower, like night vision or vibratory sensing,
اوكي عندنا
lost property would be a thing of the past. I must have dropped them somewhere in the area where you were looking just now.
So, guess we'd better take a look. Oh yeah! You could use elemental sight!
هو هذا elemental sight. زين وين ندور؟ يعني هذا واحد.
This must be electrohypostasis powder!
Oh yeah.
The extract of an animal crystal fly can only be animal elemental energy, right? This has gotta be it!
Goodness, you managed to find them.
فعليك.
Incredible. 1,000 thanks. I'm wondering, this elemental sight, this is what allowed you to locate the items and find me here on the mountains, correct?
Guess it does sort of count as a superpower, huh?
Unfortunately, though elemental sight is seldom seen, it is not unheard of in Teyvat. Only a never-before-seen otherworldly power would be of benefit to my research.
You mean, we failed again?
Don't be disheartened. This falls entirely within my expectations.
رقبتي.
Besides, getting these items back, I'd call this a very worthwhile experiment. I have to commend your deduction that the items would contain elemental traces. Right then. Up until now,
يلا
our
سي
research
سو
has
السيرش
focused on
مالك.
your otherworldly. In essence, the differences between humans are reflected in our intellectual and physical capabilities. Let's start with physical. Looking out from where we're standing, can you see what Sucrose is doing?
تستهبل؟
And if you jumped from
أصفاك.
here and landed on that cliff, the one over there, could you see her then? So what about if you planted a single blow on the mountain face here, and it burst into a million fragments? Then could you see her?
Nope.
Then I shouldn't get too excited. Still, we'll gain a more thorough understanding with an experiment. I know of a location that will be perfect for a physical test. Please, follow me.
Lead the way.
Still in one piece.
Mother Yak.
Good thing the vial's so strong.
وين هني فوق؟ ولا أنا صرت مكان غلط. بابي انا توهق انا. انا نولع النار عشان نتدفى. وين فوق تحت؟
You want us to jump
خيبة.
from up here?
Not necessarily. Not if you know of a better method, that is. Whichever method you choose, the experiment will end when you reach the opposite shore of the lake. I will factor the time expended and your top speed into my
بسم الله عليك
comparative
وانا
analysis.
ننتحر هذا.
The opposite
مجنون.
side of the lake. So
وهذا
we're
لا
gonna be
تثق
swimming?
بالعلماء.
Without limitations, we complete tasks intuitively, using the method that seems most rational to us. Some of us would be unable to stand the icy waters. Others might find the whole thing rather refreshing. No matter what choice you make, it's all a part of the experiment. For me, then if you would please, I eagerly await the results.
لا بركتن فيك.
Wait a minute. While we're busy testing,
يلا
what
يلا.
exactly are you gonna be doing?
Watching.
Me? Recording data, responding to risks, providing emotional support.
Emotional support
So if
وانا.
you do decide to go swimming, you gonna dive in with us?
No. Unless you're thinking of conducting competitive research?
Oh. Forget Paimon said anything.
ماشي وقت يا ريال. إذا تعرفون إن الحين نحن نزلنا الجبل كامل. الحين تعال اصعد. لا هاي منو؟ عدو.
Great work.
Yeah,
I've never
great
seen
work.
a performance quite like it.
ايه
Your
يعني انت ما
reputation
تقدر
precedes
تسوي
you
هالشي
forever.
روحك؟ ها؟
Data shows that you're easily
جبان؟
outperforming the average citizen in Mondstadt.
But you followed us the whole way without breaking a sweat.
Me? Actually, I used alchemy to cheat a little. But anyway, if it turns out that the natural laws of Tavad do not affect you,
تعالوا كيف وصل
you
تحت هذا؟
should be able to
أكيد
make
غش.
various inferences about the otherworldly civilization you belong to. If the natural laws of Tavad do affect you, then I shall be able to make inferences into the kind of evolution that would occur under the absence of such effects. The innumerable possibilities that this could present, the captivating insights, it would be something to savor again and again.
But how does this help your research?
You've helped
Exactly.
me to unravel many of the problems that were holding it back. I may be about to make some analogies between you and a few unusual specimens. I hope you won't be offended.
No. It's okay.
Petrified trees, a sun 8 times the size of our own. The essence of the investigative process is enthralling, but such feelings are inevitably fleeting in nature. I'm willing to pour all my energy into research, and yet specimens are finite. As the unknown transitions into the realm of scientific understanding, the feeling of enlightenment is lost. All these things that start out as objects of fascination end up possessing the prosaic mundanity of a sunsetia or a sweet flower. They cease to be noteworthy.
Oh, so that's why you wanted to sketch those hilly trails? Because you got to see something new and interesting and the differences between them?
Precisely. To quote my exact words from earlier, these creatures are, for the most part, quite boring, not worth closer inspection. There is
Nice.
precious
يتكلم
little
لكن
outward
حلقه
that serves
مسكر.
to pique my curiosity now.
I like this technique.
So after all these experiments, are we gonna be like boring to you? Like sketches?
Of course not. You have been of great assistance to me.
ايه وهذاك ربيك اللي توي ساعدك شو على الفاضي؟
Now,
What I am a joke for
before we
you?
head back to the campsite, there's one more experiment. Intelligence. Follow me. There are some other ruins nearby.
لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله. ذبحنا. الحين تعال صعد اليبل من اول جديد. خيبة. ايش في شغل علامه. خلينا نحل اللغز اللي هنا. ولا واحد، اثنين، ثلاثة، أربعة، خمسة، ستة. احنا ردينا يا شباب. تعالوا اظني نحن ثلاثة استوى. اوكي عرفت الموضوع. يلا جي. واحد، جو 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 جو. لازم شي كله مع بعض. اوكي leave it. هيقول لي تحت. مو تحت. هناك. يلا عم نبرد. لك شو هيدا؟ يلا وصلنا. الحمد لله وصلنا بالسلامة.
I imagine you must have encountered more than a few conundrums during your travels. I'd like to observe your intelligence by means of a practical test of your capabilities. I'd like you to explore these ruins and return with your findings. There are 2 puzzles located at the far ends of the ruins. After completion, you should be able to activate the mechanism in the center. As with the physical test, there are no restrictions. Everything you do is an action. A tried and tested adventurer, I see. So, let's see you in action. Start wherever you like.
لا تقولي هذاك اللي كنا نحاول نسويه. Okay, let's see.
It's a complex environment, so proceed with caution.
I'm trying والله. شو الموضوع؟ حبيبي انت اللي فوق انزل، لان هذا ما ادري شو في ربيعك. وين في بعد حد؟ تحرك انت، موف. ليش صرت فوق انت؟ غبي. موف، وانت موف. اوكي حلينا اللغز الاول، الى اللغز الثاني.
Sealy like these are a common sight in the mountains. Returning them to their rightful places is up to you.
ايه اكيد retrieve them to the right them places، بس كيف اجيبهم؟ امور ما شاء الله. صبر. هناك خيبة. شوف لنا طريقة. لا حول الله. انت غبي. استغفر الله العظيم. ما برد. يلا يلا يلا. بس خلوني اخذ هذا بيدفيني يا مالي. يلا جو. اوي يا هي سالفة، انت بعد والله متفيج. لا حول الله ولا قوة الا بالله. ان شاء الله يموت. زين مات. زين وينه هذا الحين؟ اوهو الحين تعال صعد الصخرة هذيك، اثبت نزله هذا الحيوان. استغفر الله العظيم، مصيبة. مشكلة يوم تكون يطلع لك انمي مرة واحدة. موف موف، لا تطالعني يا عينك. اوكي this is one. ثاني هناك. طبعا الثاني غبي، لازم يصعد فوق ينزل تحت، ما شو يسوي، ما يصير على الاوبجكتيف على طول. يا الله شوفيني اليوم اكح. حسبي الله عليك.
It should now be possible to activate the central mechanism. Exactly what will happen when you do is something I'm looking forward to finding out.
اوكي حلينا اللغز. من ولد منو هذا؟ زين علينا اللغز. اكتيفيت.
Oh, seems that the water level has suddenly decreased.
يب.
We should be able to see what's in the water now. Let's have a look. What's this?
سراني.
To the best of my knowledge, these belong to a script of some kind. They can be found all over Teyvat, but they've never given up their secrets. There's still a lot to learn about them. And as for why they should ever have come to rest here, a true mystery. Let me make a copy first. I'll make time to go over them in greater detail after our research.
Another thing for the don't understand list.
والله هاي فهمتني صراحة. في هالشابتر عدلوا فيها كلامها، ولا في الشابترات الثانية أو التحديثات القبلية غبية. كلام على الفاضي.
Comparatively, the little reward I can offer is too small to mention. Let me return to the campsite first. By the time you get back,
ما أدري متى بنخلص هالشابتر مالك أنت بعد، لأنه حسه بارد ما في بوسس. See you soon.
I'm kind of looking forward to seeing the results of all this brain ache. Unless you can think of anything better to do, let's head back to the campsite.
الله يغربلك
Not
أنت
so
بعد.
fast. You're not leaving until I'm convinced that nothing dangerous is going on here.
You didn't leave the mountain?
I most certainly did not. And I've witnessed everything that you and Albedo have been up to. I must say, you let your guards down. Or maybe you were drawn in by his compelling sounding hypothesis and friendly demeanor.
شو قصدك؟
Taking orders from a complete
بس
stranger, drinking anonymous potions, participating in
Okay.
all kinds of strange experiments. I'd sooner believe you were tricked than that you would be so naive. Or perhaps you were colluding from the beginning.
Listen, sister, your guard's so high you can't even see over the top.
It doesn't matter what you think. He could be a saint for all you know. But I understand him a little better than you, Outlander. I'm only concerned with one thing. Whether his alchemy has transformed you into something more sinister.
No way! Paimon would have sensed it. And anyway, he didn't even use any alchemy.
With an alchemist of his level, you wouldn't sense a thing. In any case, I'm not about to let a potential threat back into Mondstadt.
So, what are you gonna
هاي
do?
خايفة على القرية وهي عايشة برا القرية. نايس لوجيك.
I've gotta hand it to you. You have your moments. If I can be sure that nothing you came into contact with is dangerous, that's good enough for me. I've investigated everything else. The only items left on the agenda are these symbols.
But we don't even know what they mean.
That much is true. Not to mention, seems like there's nothing more to them. But for insurance purposes, I'd better make a copy.
سوي كوبي. هذاك سوى كوبي وأنت بعد سوي
This is
كوبي.
now a location of interest. Regular patrols should be set up here. Now then, all things considered, I deem that you pose no immediate threat. Which is what I was hoping. I would have been one very unhappy sister if you'd made me work overtime on your account.
تعرف عليك.
Overtime?
Before we go our separate ways, Outlander, a word of advice.
قولي.
Don't be so quick to trust Albedo, and don't repeat the same mistakes that you did this time.
أوكي.
You made a lot of rash decisions today.
حياك الله. مع السلامة.
So stubborn.
Nice to meet you.
Mondstadt doesn't have many people like that. Huh. Never mind her. Let's go see Albedo.
تفكينا انت ويا هذا بعد عبدولو. والله. ما ادري شو معناته. نايس. كيف نطلع من هني الحين؟ هو مكان بعيد. سيف فاست ترافل.
You're back.
Yeah.
Good timing. I've just about reached the conclusion.
قول لي الكونكلوجن
You
فكني.
took quite a while. Did you get held up on the way back?
لا 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 عادي ما سوى
Time for
شيء.
the results. We got a
دخل في
myriad of
الموضوع.
data today, and it was very difficult to finish all the research in one go. But the integral preliminary conclusion that I can offer you is
You couldn't tell that just by looking? We spent all day working our butts off for that?
اي والله عصبت
Please,
مسكينة.
I understand that this may have seemed self-evident to you, but in fact, nothing in this world should be taken for granted. Have you ever considered that the world of Tevat may have a natural... I mentioned the natural laws of this world. You're able to converse with me here without consequence, and nothing seems amiss. But it's arguably a small miracle.
خلى بايمون
The only other
تعصب.
life form that, like you, has come here from afar is the seed that I mentioned. Under the effects of Tevat's natural laws, it isn't even able to sprout, let alone bloom. But after I observed you, I had another idea. Imitating you helped to inspire my alchemy. And so...
Whoa!
And so what?
It looks like something's appearing!
The transition from nothing into something, from shoot to stem, and now to fruition, is not nurturing otherworldly life also nurturing the world itself? It would seem that that's as far as we go. A transient bloom of incomparable beauty. Life's proudest achievement.
Paimon thought with all our efforts, it might have bloomed forever, and it didn't even have any fruit.
Life is a manifold tapestry of free entities. Its value shouldn't derive from how long it stays with us. Even a momentary burst is precious. A short life can be well lived. A life lived efficiently, lived to perfection, is necessarily one unburdened by loneliness. So, do you understand what I meant about us
Yep.
conversing here?
Huh? Things feel a little heavy right now.
انت الهيفي على المخ.
You've got Paimon to look after you. Albedo, Paimon really wants to be your friend.
Thank you both.
والحرمة اللي تو راحة شو قالت لك؟ ما قالت حاسبي؟ ها؟ شرق تردب.
It certainly doesn't hurt. Your help inspired me to discover the means to make a flower bloom. I mean that the time I've spent traveling with you in the mountains was a valuable journey for me. In the future, if the need arises, can I solicit? Well, glad I can count on you.
أظني
Point throughout of telling him how
شي
ordinary the
خلصنا
results were.
الشابتر.
But what was that sediment I saw forming at the bottom of the vial? It should not have been there. What could it mean? Those born of earth are bound by
هروح
its
على قصة يا
imperfections,
ريال.
but those born of chalk are free of impurities. You and I are alike, both composed of a substance that has yet to be fully defined. If, one day, I lose control, destroy Mondstadt, destroy everything, can I rely on you to stop me?
Yep, no worry. Quest complete. To be continue. خلصنا الشابتر يا شباب.
Looks like someone made camp here. Are other people adventuring nearby?
منو اللي مسوي كاب؟
Let's see how our fellow explorers are doing.
منو اللي مسوي كام بني؟ خلنا نسير.
Hey, it's Sucrose! Are you here to explore the snowy mountain too?
ذكرتني هذه الشخصية مالت بريزن بريك.
scared me.
سكرو.
Please don't scare me like that. I was giving my research report some much needed consideration.
But you were just standing over there, staring into space.
Not at all. I was just thinking of a name for a new... Oh! Are you interested? Wonderful. Next time, please allow me to show you the fruits of my work.
Okay.
It's a shame. If I wasn't coming to this mountain, I would have brought some samples with me.
Yeah, Weren't you doing research in the city? How come you're here?
Timaeus and I were helping Albedo organize research data. Timaeus just left, in fact. You didn't run into him?
Sure didn't.
He said that he wasn't as sharp as Albedo when it came to data. By quite a long shot, in fact.
منو تيميت؟
The
هيك
significance of
الحرمة؟
some things Albedo is able
قصده؟
to grasp almost immediately.
ولا واحد
But we,
ثاني؟
on the other hand, take considerable time. I fear that this must be the difference in our knowledge and experience showing. Timaeus seemed rather depressed about the matter.
تميس ما أعرف
He
منو.
said he was going to take a walk, so I was originally going to take a look around myself after finishing up here, but unexpectedly, I gleaned some interesting data from these reports. But, well, guess my search for secrets will have to wait.
Secrets? Ooh, what secrets?
ايش خصك انت يا الفضولية؟
Actually, do you two have time right now?
لا.
Don't have anything on us but that.
Then, could I ask you for a favor? In truth, I feel like Albedo is concealing something from myself and Timaeus.
But isn't he your teacher? What would a teacher have to hide from his students?
That's true, but I feel like he's always hiding something. It is my personal guess that it is some great secret of alchemy.
Wait, how are you so sure?
Timaeus and I are both passionate researchers of alchemy. If it was anything else, Albedo wouldn't have any reason to hide it from us.
You do have a point.
Could you help me investigate what it is that Albedo's hiding?
لا حول ولا قوة.
Please.
نخلص من أعدائك
I'm just
ونتينا
too
انتي.
curious.
يلا اوكي يلا.
Think.
يلا تشاب انتي.
Thank you.
أريجاتو.
All right, let's take a little trip, shall we?
ايه شابتر ثاني بدأ. يلا مالي. ولا اقول انا راح اوقف هني، راح اكمل هالشابتر ان شاء الله في يوم ثاني، لان الشابتر الاول كان طويل، فاتوقع هالشابتر الثاني راح يكون طويل، فانا ما راح اطول لان عندي اشغال ثانية لازم اخلصها. ف شكرا لمتابعتكم، اتمنى انكم استمتعتوا معنا، نراكم ان شاء الله في حلقات قادمة. والسموحة على الأخطاء الفنية اللي حصلت، مش مني، من النت يفصل لأنه بدلوا الراوتر ولا كان المفروض ما يفصل. المهم نختصر الكلام ونهاية الموضوع، نراكم إن شاء الله على خير، مع السلامة.